Now, the Xbox One has definitely been a staple console for both the casual gamer and the try-hard competitive gamer. Released back in November of 2013 from Microsoft, which released nearly 7 years ago now, with the announcement and eventual release of Microsoft's next console being the Xbox Series X, we thought we'd bring you guys a deep dive on how to keep your Xbox One in perfect health and condition. Welcome to Trending 10, and today we're going to be breaking down the things you should never do to your Xbox One. If you guys play on an Xbox One and like the Xbox One, make sure to drop a like on today's video. As well, don't forget to turn on our post notifications to never miss new content from Trending 10 when it goes live on the channel. With that all said, let's get right into the video. Number 10, take it apart to clean the vents. So, to kick off today's video of things you should never do to your Xbox One is to never take it apart to clean the vents. Cleaning your console's vents for optimum airflow sounds innocent and good, right? Well, it is, but when you try and clean the vents of the console, you'll need to take apart the whole console itself, which should be an immediate red flag. Taking the Xbox One apart itself is challenging enough, but people who do this to clean their console's vents can't put the console back together properly at all. In a few cases, break the console in general. This method to clean out the vents of the console and remove the pesky dust clogging up your Xbox One's vents is probably one of the worst things you can do to clean your console's vents unless you're smart enough to properly put the console back together in one piece. A smarter and much simpler way to clean the vents and clean them in your Xbox One is just to go to the store and buy a can of compressed air and blow it into the vents of your Xbox to get rid of the dust, clearing the vents of the console for the best optimal airflow so your console doesn't overheat. Number 9. Watch live TV. Now, what's so wrong with watching live TV on the Xbox One, you may ask? Watching TV from your Xbox becomes quite meaningless at most points for most people who own an Xbox and also have basic cable and a DVR. So it seems quite counterproductive to just watch delayed TV feed on your Xbox rather than actually go into your TV and watching it yourself. As well, the Xbox One is a gaming console. Most people probably bought an Xbox One, didn't purchase it just to watch live TV. Yes, I know the Xbox One is known not just as a gaming console, but as an entertainment system. And yes, this is true, you can watch Netflix and YouTube from your Xbox One, and a lot of people do this. But there's quite a difference from these streaming platforms and the Xbox Live TV that came with the launch of the console. So, like we said, we believe that watching live TV from your Xbox One is quite counterproductive, so never do this with your console. Number 8. Buy into scams. Now, we hate scams and scammers, and it certainly sucks to be scammed out of in-game content or real-life money. One of the biggest scams that took place for gamers who just bought the Xbox One after its release in November of 2013 happened in the form of a fake backwards compatibility unlock to play your 360 games. If you follow the steps shown here to quote-unquote unlock this feature, it will actually not allow you to play your favorite Xbox 360 game. It'd basically destroy your Xbox One, having you to go out and buy a whole brand new one, which isn't cheap unless you've got a warranty on your console. Now, quite a lot of gamers actually lost their consoles due to this scam, which is why you always do research so you never get scammed out of your accounts, money, and or console. It's no fun. Number 7. Update without knowing changes. For the number 7 spot on today's video, you should never update games or your console without knowing the changes. Patch notes come quite handy whenever a new game has an update or your console has a brand new update, as it shows off everything you're downloading onto your console. Most of the time, people don't even bother with these patch notes at all when it comes to installing an update and just download it without any hesitation. This can be alright if the update functions as normal, but with most cases, sometimes when a game or console updates, the game has quite a ton of bugs and issues causing an annoyance while playing games. In some cases, with new game releases and updates, they can even make the game completely unplayable at times, with all the hidden bugs, glitches, and etc. As well as poor connection issues, making it almost impossible to join a multiplayer game. We definitely think it's safer to read the patch notes before updating your games and your console so you know what you're getting into, or just to wait it all out and not update at all until Microsoft or the game's developer fixes the issues with a new hotfix or patch update. Number 6. Running out of batteries. So for the number 6 spot on today's video, we're going to be talking about running out of batteries. Somehow in 2020, batteries are still a thing, and it sucks when your controller is low on batteries. Whenever your controller dies, you could always go swap some batteries out of your TV remote, buy a massive amount of AA batteries, or get a new controller with rechargeable batteries. Running out of batteries when your controller is dead is never fun, especially when you want to play your game, so just to inform you, never let this happen to you. Number 5. Close the console during firmware updates. Next up on our list of things never to do to your Xbox One is to actually close the console during an important firmware update. Now, what exactly is a firmware update? A firmware update, rather than an actual update for a game, is an update for your whole console itself. Now, it's common to accidentally turn off your console, but never make sure to turn off your console during one of these important firmware updates, as if you do, your console could actually become junk and stop working entirely if something messes up. Now, your Xbox could actually be caught in an endless update loop that will never load at all. You could try and repair this yourself, but something of this scale with firmware updates would require a lot of knowledge to fix, so it's safest just to not turn off your console during an important firmware update, rather than taking the console apart and possibly ruin it worse than before. Number 4. Buy third-party controllers. Now, for the number 4 spot on today's video, you should never buy a third-party controller for your Xbox One. We understand that third-party controllers are a lot cheaper and a better budget than spending $60 to $200 on a controller for your Xbox One. But most third-party manufactured controllers just plain suck and will likely break or stop functioning after a bit of use compared to a controller manufactured from Microsoft. Yes, we understand that third-party controllers are quite a bit cheaper, but would you rather be buying a new off-brand controller every few months, or just buy one from Microsoft that's actually going to last a few years? The obvious option here is to stick with Microsoft accessories for your Xbox One and only Microsoft, so you're only getting the best of the best quality for what you're paying for to play on your Xbox One. Just buy the Microsoft controller rather than spending the money on an off-brand controller from a third-party company and manufacturer. Number 3. Clean surface with a wet cloth. For the number 3 spot on today's video, we're going to be talking about the fact that you should never clean your Xbox One surface with a wet cloth. We all know that electronics and water don't mix well, so you can definitely imagine that when you attempt to clean your Xbox One with a wet cloth, it might not end so well for your console. If you attempt to clean your console surface with a wet cloth, the very important internal components will eventually be damaged or just destroyed from all the water seeping into the console. We recommend when cleaning the surface of an electronic device, make sure to use a dry cloth or a rag. Like we stated earlier in this video, when cleaning the inside of your Xbox One or its vents and fans, make sure to clean it with a can of compressed air instead of taking your whole console apart and damaging it more, or damaging your Xbox One from cleaning the surface with a wet cloth. So with this all in mind, it's very important that you never clean your Xbox One surface with a wet cloth, as you could accidentally destroy your gaming console. Number 2. Haven't used Kinect. For the number 2 spot on today's video, we're going to be talking about having and using the Kinect. Now, quite a few people actually believe that Microsoft and the government are actually watching you through your Kinect when it's not in game use. A bit before the eventual release of the Xbox One from Microsoft in 2013, Microsoft stated that the Kinect would actually be a mandatory component for the console and it must be on at all times. This all raised a lot of eyebrows from gamers, and this was not received well at all by fans. Eventually, Microsoft then rectified this decision by unlinking the constant need to use the Kinect and it always being on to make it a mandatory part of the console. With Microsoft making the Kinect optional instead of mandatory, that definitely didn't turn the gamers over at the time of the Xbox Kinect. But eventually the Xbox One released in 2013, and as of this moment, we don't know if Microsoft's next console, the Xbox Series X, will have a Kinect or be compatible with the current Kinect. But we'll leave that one up to Microsoft, as people don't want the government watching them while they play games on their Xbox. Number 1. Jailbreak the console. Now, to conclude today's video of the things that you should never do to your Xbox One is to jailbreak the console. Now, what even is jailbreaking, you may ask? Jailbreaking is actually when you modify your Xbox or smartphone or any other electronic device and remove restrictions and etc. This is actually put in place by the manufacturer. And quite a few other popular versions of a jailbreak with the Xbox is known as a JTAG, which actually allows for many more in-game functions, cheats, and other modifications, basically making you indestructible in-game. Jailbreaking is classified as cheating, and we've seen countless modders in-game take advantage of them. Microsoft can actually identify a jailbroken Xbox, and when they find out, you'll either be banned online or your whole console will be permanently banned and will no longer function online. With these bans and Microsoft cracking down on jailbroken devices, now is definitely not a smart time to jailbreak your console, and you should never do it to your Xbox One, as Microsoft will find out and ban you. Well guys, that is going to conclude our video of the 10 things you should never do to your Xbox One, from cleaning the console to jailbreaking your console. Hopefully this video informs you and helps you maintain your Xbox's condition. If you guys like Xbox and play on Xbox, make sure to drop a like on today's video to show your support. As well, don't forget to turn on our post notifications so you never miss new content for Trending 10 when it goes live on our channel. Well guys, with that all said, I'll see you in the next one.